It's Saturday morning and I'm in the studio and I'm just developing some ideas for Art Unlocked, and my video diary today is in my sketchbook. So I'm Fiona Poynter, Poynter Art, and I'm just sort of reliving the feelings when lockdown was first introduced and the coronavirus was taking a hold in the country. So I'm just, you know, the knot in my stomach. I was so worried about my family. And then, you know, as the weeks went on, that incredible blue sky, YouTube videos, cleaning, washing your hands, lockdown birthdays, other occasions, not knowing what day of the week it was. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be working. And then just the whole thing, music, everything. So I'm getting some thoughts together here. So it's Sunday and I'm just working on a few more ideas. I've had a few visions of what I want the finished piece to be about. So this is my response again to the COVID-19 outbreak. These are just some doodles, but basically my thoughts are that I'm going to have some kind of circle that represents the actual virus. So the images of the virus, but also represents the earth and the world. And then within these little areas, perform some illustration of some of the activities that took place. And I'm just getting inspired. So I've dug out a few canvases, but I might use paper to actually do illustration. There might be a bit of collage, so I've got some sequins for the disco dancing to represent, and I'm just thinking of some ideas there along those lines. I've had a lunch break and now I'm in the studio, and I've sat down, had a read of a book, MC Escher's the graphic designs, or his graphic work. It's getting me inspired. What I wanted to do was just tidy up a little bit, clear up a little bit in here. And then I really want to get started on doing some drawing and possibly painting, just working on my ideas. Ooh, it's not a very good shot, is it? Just continuing to work on my ideas for the Art Unlocked exhibition that's going to be taking place in October. So I have a clear desk now, more or less. I shall just give it a wipe down and maybe move some of these bits out of the way as well. I can sort of clear off the drawing board as well. And I shall put some music on and get flowing. So I've got my sketchbook here with some thoughts and ideas of the COVID-19 response. I'm just going to carry on sort of drawing and sketching out some thoughts and ideas. I've got about 3 different versions of where it can go to. So I'm going to try and do a few more of those kind of thumbnail sketches and work out exactly how I want the finished piece to be. I've really got to crack on. I've got some large paper because I'm finding it, although I'm working on ideas here, obviously they're on different pages of my sketchbook, so I thought it might be more productive for me to plan out a few of my bits and pieces on here and get an idea. I mean, this will be much larger than the finished piece, but I'm going to use it as I would sketchbook pages. So I'm still working out the composition and also the materials that I'll want to use eventually. I've had a look through what I've got to hand, and I think I've got a bit of an idea of what I want to do. So this is just a close-up of some of the elements of the painting or drawing. Gets it into focus. So Saturday evening, I'm absolutely shattered, getting ready for bed. So going back to bed. I've drunk a whole bottle of wine, small one, and I've done about 2 hours of sketching and working out some ideas. So I've got a few more plans. I'll spend a little bit more time on it tomorrow, maybe focusing on a few items that I've picked up on, and working out how the final piece might turn out. And then over the next few days I'll be working on that, hopefully, and also finishing this vlog. So good night from me for now. I'm in the studio again, Fiona Poynter here, and I am making slow progress on my composition. So I'm still working on how to compose and what materials to use on my final piece. And I've also got to come up with 19 words as well to go with the piece. So it should be an interesting day. Saturday evening, and I'm at the drawing board still, coming up with some more ideas, but I'm getting closer to the finished article. So here I've developed another sketch, and this will be how it will finally turn out, I feel. And here are some of my other sketches, and I've got a little bit more in sketchbooks as well. So I'm at the drawing board. I'm just about ready to get started. So I'm going to get my materials all together and work out exactly what it is I should be doing. I bought some new gouache paints, which I'm hoping to be able to use in some elements of it. And it will be a mixed media piece and with some collage in it as well. So it will have a three-dimensional look. So these are my two globes or hemispheres, and I'm going to let those dry. So that has just been white pastel lines and then a lovely blue watercolour. And I need to decide on a kind of cosmic background, but before I do that I need to put the appendages on around each semi-hemisphere. Next, what I'm doing is some ink drawings of the triangles that will go on top of the hemispheres. So I've got a series of elements that are going to be contained within the triangles, and then these will be cut out and stuck onto the globes. Working late in the studio, I've still got quite a lot to do. So I've been colouring in my triangles, and they'll be going on to the spheres. I'll be sticking them on in a 3D fashion. And then I've still got quite a lot to do, so I've got the centre of this to fill out with the telephones and the communication bits and pieces. Hello, my name is Fiona Poynter and I'm a painter and illustrator. And my piece in response to the COVID-19 outbreak and the prompts of place, distance and society is an illustration. And I've chosen to include a few words in amongst the illustration as well. And I've produced this as a collage. So it's about isolation, fear, spring that we almost missed, and absence. There's a little bit of humour in there as well, and death, sadly. I was amazed by the blue sky during lockdown, and that we could breathe. The air was clear, there was no flight path, and the two globes sort of represent the world and the sky, the colour of the sky, but also the scientific images of COVID-19.